Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the 2022 Winter Gala and Auction. For those of you that know me, my name is Ben. I am the chair of Friends of Brooklyn Park that puts on the Summer Youth Program. And I am so excited for everyone that is participating with us tonight. And I just want to go over the agenda, let you guys know what's going on and what's going to be happening. So sit back, let's relax and have some fun. And we're going to have some great stories. We got to interview Craig Montag, our longtime program director, and we're going to have some great stories and folklore from him. Then we're going to be doing the Raise Our Virtual Paddles in support of the Brooklyn Park programs. And then next, we're going to do the bidding on our live auction packages. And we have some really awesome packages, so please get ready for those. And I would like to thank everyone that is here for your past support as well. So many of our Brooklyn businesses and our community, you've been longtime supporters, and we're really grateful from that. And one of the things that gets me excited about this event tonight is the last time we did this was in 2020, before the craziness happened. And that event was so successful, it was able to sustain us through, and we were able to have the park program back in 2021. So again, thank you guys so much for all of your support and for supporting our kids and our community. And yeah, stay tuned. We have a lot of other great events coming up as we awaken from the slumber of antisocialness. But without that, and you're great. I don't know. I'm off track. Anyways, what I want to say is thank you for your generosity and your continued support. And let me introduce Patrick. He's tonight's auctioneer.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ben. So excited to join you tonight, even if it's virtual. The great thing about this format, Ben, is everybody can participate, right? There's no barriers to entry. Nobody had to get dressed up. Nobody has to wear a mask while they watch. I mean, it's a win-win situation. And we've had a full week. We kicked this off a week ago with the exciting bidding on our online auction and the Amazon raffle that Melanie Dittler sponsored, and we've just had an incredible week of fundraising, and now we've reached the crescendo, the big night, and it is so exciting to see something that you guys and your board have been working on now for several months. I think when we first talked the first time, and you told me about the programs and what you envisioned, and it is so terrific to finally see it all come together. Hey, I want to give a couple of tips to our friends out there in the audience, Ben. I want to make sure that everybody knows, hey, use that chat. Ben and I can see it from here, and we would love to interact with you. So please be sure to say hello in the chat. Tell us where you're coming in from today. And also, you know, the other day we had some folks from outside of the area that used to live in Brooklyn Park that joined us on the kickoff. So let's make sure you tell us where you're tuning in from tonight, and be sure to say hello. And also, if there's a question that comes up throughout the program, don't hesitate. Let's go ahead and make sure that you ask those questions, and we'll do our best to answer them right here on the air. I want to make sure that everybody, I know I'm looking to see, for the most part, all of our friends have joined us through the auction website, Ben, but there could be the potential of a couple of folks that have joined us through the Facebook side. And looky there, April, right on cue. A big hello to everyone from our buddy April. So happy to support Friends of Brooklyn Park. Thank you, April, for joining us today.
She's an awesome board member.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. So what I want to do is I want to touch base real quick. Like, if you are coming in on the Facebook and you're not coming through Friends of Brooklyn Park's website, I'm going to encourage you to go to that website, and it's at friendsofbrooklynpark.org. And once you're there, it will look like this. And when you do, all you've got to do is click on the register now, and that will take you to our auction website. Look at all that activity, Ben. We like those green boxes, don't we? Those little green boxes tell us everybody's bidding, and that's what we love, right? Stephanie, You're in the lead. You're bidding on the mystery bag. That's great. But once you're here, all you got to do is click on the register now button, and you can actually watch the live stream right here. But I'm going to encourage folks, Ben, I'm going to encourage folks to go up here to the top after you've registered. I want you to go to the live stream show. And once you're at the live stream show, then you can follow the action and everything that we're doing tonight. And as we go through the live auction, as we go through the paddle raise, you'll have buttons that all you got to do is you can watch the broadcast, you can chat all from one screen. Really, I find the best way to watch these types of events, Ben, is to use your smart TV, to go to the website and put the broadcast up on your smart TV if you can. That way you can kind of sit on the couch, use your phone as your bid paddle, monitor all the action. It's a lot of fun. So
yeah, I have a herd downstairs right now watching on
and
the TV.
I just love this. And you know, normally the kids wouldn't necessarily get to be involved, right?
Yeah.
In this kind of an event. And
they're really excited.
Yeah, they're all fired up. They benefit from the program, and now they're in the middle of it. I see we've got a fellow auctioneer all the way down in the Bay Area joining us tonight. Dee Dee, good evening to you, and thanks for tuning in. So once you've gone here and you're ready to go, then let's go ahead and we'll have a lot of fun. But I am going to remind you one thing, because this is going to be pretty close to the last call. I mentioned earlier our buddy Melanie Dittler Real Estate, wonderful realtor with More Realty, also a board member, correct, Ben?
Yep.
Melanie has been so generous as she is sponsoring our $500 Amazon gift card raffle. And we still have a few tickets left. We're only selling 100 tickets at $25. And folks can buy as many as they want while we have them available. But someone tonight, right here live in our program, is going to win a $500 Amazon gift card. And who couldn't use that in this condition that we are in? I think I see more Amazon trucks on the road than I see people sometimes. So it is fantastic. Hey, we're getting some content coming in on the chat. I probably should share it with us a little bit here. I am going to do just that. And let's look here. We've got April came in. Alex says there's an after party at Bear Paw. Are you familiar with that,
nice.
that location? So
I'm familiar with that. Yeah. Nate, the owner, has been a longtime supporter.
Fantastic.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, the Bear Paw and the whole crew down there. So thank you guys.
That's awesome. Hey, Alex, thanks. You gave us a big whoop whoop earlier also, and we appreciate you tuning in. And then we also, here we go. John's tuning in, and he says, I've had a half a bottle of wine and I am bidding. So as I like to say, Ben, all the time, bid high and bid often. And if you run out of wine, let us know. In fact, hey, while we're talking about that, you had a cool program with some local restaurants and the tap house and that type of stuff. Tell us a little bit about what that was tonight, Ben, for folks.
Yeah, so we have the Ray Bottle Shop over on Milwaukee. They just opened up, and they were offering some beers for us to sample and some wine as well. They had packages that you could get and then enjoy right now during the pre-show and that, because normally, I mean, we love to break bread and celebrate together, and we have to do it virtually. And so they were able to give us some great beverages, and they threw in an awesome package too for the auction as well, a private tasting. And then we also have Oscar's Burgers, also on Milwaukee, and they provided us with their delicious, amazing hamburgers as a meal tonight. So that way we can kind of, break bread together and have a shared experience, even while we're sitting all in our little homes or wherever we are celebrating.
That's right. That's awesome. Well, speaking of celebrating, let's get it rolling here, Ben. We're ready to start having our little party here. Tell us what we're going to do next.
Well, we have Craig Montag, and he's going to talk to us about Brooklyn Park and how he actually came to Brooklyn Park, because he's been at that program for 40 years, and the program I think is over 50 years old. So it's been a part of our community for a very, very long time, and it has really shaped so many of our youth. And when you shape your youth, you're shaping your adulthood as well. Craig is a treasure of stories and a treasure of just knowledge and kids and how to get the best out of them.
We're going to get to hear a lot from Craig tonight, and nothing better than starting with how he came to Brooklyn Park. Let's take a look.
So I was born in 1954. I've lived in Portland my whole life. In the summer of 1977, a good friend of mine was a park director over in Selwood Park. And I went over there and watched him a couple times. I thought, that's kind of an interesting job. Maybe I'll do that someday. And I was a senior at Eastern Oregon State College in La Grande, and I graduated. I had the summer of 78 looming with no income. So in December of 77, I applied to be a park director. So then in May, a couple months later, they called me and they said, we do have an opening. Would you like to work at Brooklyn Park summer program? I said, yes. I'd never heard of it. I had no idea where it was. So that's how I was hired. As far as the program itself, this building back here, known as the Shack, was put up in 1957. So there's been a summer program here every summer since. When I first started at Brooklyn Park, there were 60 parks that had a summer program. But I wanted to do things here that were different that other parks weren't doing. So now in 2022, there are no other summer programs in the city that go for 8 hours a day and have a director or two or three. They don't exist.
Wow, what a story. 78, when he talks about 70, I love that comment coming out of college, Ben, when he says, I'm staring the summer of 78 with no income potential coming in. And he got the opportunity to come to Brooklyn Park, and the rest is history. How cool is that? And I think April speaks for all of us when she chimes in from the audience tonight and says, hey, we love Craig Montag. And Melanie is chiming in too, Ben. I think it's important for us to share. She's ribbing John a little bit about that half bottle of wine. She's saying, hey, keep it up. We got a bunch of beer at Array earlier today. So she's supporting our sponsors, which is always important. I love to see the local groups there in Brooklyn Park. She's all over it. And here we go. She's into the 503 Distilling canned cocktail, though. So Melanie, don't let the momentum die. You keep it going for us. All right. And lastly, I want to really shout out to Jane. Jane's in there saying, hey, what a fun evening and great to see so many people.
And she runs the Brooklyn Center Suites, which was one of our dear friend sponsors. So thank you, Jane, and for your support. And this night would not be possible without you. So thank you very much.
Yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. You know, as I was listening to Craig, Ben, I couldn't help but wonder, you know, over those years, the amazing things that he's seen, the evolution of your community and how things have happened. And you had a chance to ask him a little bit about what has changed. Let's take a look.
Well, one thing that I've told people that it's surprising to me, and I like it, is that most people would feel that society is more violent now than it used to be, more aggressive. But when I first started here, fights here were fairly common. There was drinking. It was very aggressive. I broke up fisticuffs quite often the first 5 or 8 years. But now, here in this century, the last 20 years, not a fight, nary a cuss word. Children are much better behaved, much better than they were when I first started. It's considerable. If we could put them side by side on film, you'd be surprised. Most people like to hear that, and it's the truth. As far as what stayed the same, children like to play, but they don't like necessarily to play all the time. They like to do serious things, and they just like to use their brains and earn things, and they like to socialize, and they like to listen to music. That's always stayed the same.
Wow.
I don't know about you, but and you know, you shared this with me a few days ago, and I've watched it several times. His message is incredibly strong right there. Incredibly strong. I mean, what a statement to the community that you have there in Brooklyn Park that things have gotten better, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and the kids and I mean, I think that's living proof not only of Craig's incredible commitment to your community and to your park, but also all of our audience out there tonight, Ben, that have supported the park and the youth programs in particular over the years to make his statement even possible. Is that fair to say?
Oh yeah. I mean, this summer it was just a blazing hot summer there in the early part of June, and community members just showed up with chestfuls of Gatorade and waters for the kids. No one asked them to do that. No one expected that, but it's just a really amazing community, and people just come out and they take care of each other, and they take care of our park and our kids. And maybe it's the tone set by Craig, or I think it's just this symbiotic relationship with Craig and our community, and we just kind of make each other stronger and make each other better.
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable, folks, and the reality is that's why we're here together tonight, right, Ben? I mean, is that we, obviously Craig and your board and the volunteers and everything are the vehicle that makes the park work, right? But we need fuel. I mean, you guys are offering a free youth program that doesn't exist in other places, right? I mean, I heard Craig say it. There was over 50 park directors when he started back in 77, 78, and he's the only one left. And this is the only program of its kind in the city. Is that a fair statement?
That is, yeah.
And so when I hear that, I'm blown away. And so, folks, this is the time we're going to come together, and this is when we're going to execute our paddle raise portion of the evening, Ben, if that's okay with you. And this is where we're just going to ask for straight donations, folks. Just make a gift, right? To help continue the incredible energy and the incredible stories that the youth programs of Brooklyn Park have created. I can't imagine the number of youth that have been impacted and have made your community a better place to live and work because of this program. And it doesn't happen without financial support. As much as we'd love to say it does, it really doesn't. I mean, you have expenses, Ben, correct? I mean, you've got all sorts of insurances and different things that you're paying for with the funds that we generate tonight.
Yeah. Yep. There's the required licenses and fees and permits that we have to get. So it takes the community. And I just want to do a quick shout out to some of our other great sponsors as well before we get going on this, because they are part of our community as well. And a big thank you to Bullseye Glass. They are our BFF, our main sponsor tonight. And they're just stepping up to the plate and helping support our youth and our community. And then, as I mentioned, we had Brooklyn Center Suites, and they're our dear friend. And then we had two community friend sponsors. We had Brooklyn Yard Vet, who's been a longtime supporter. Thank you again. And Classic Pianos, who's also been a longtime supporter. So thank you for your support in making this evening possible.
Yeah, absolutely. No, great way to say it too, Ben. That's awesome. So, hey, folks, now's the time. We're going to come together and we're going to make a collective gift to the youth of Brooklyn Park and the folks that are benefiting from your generosity tonight. And as we do that, I want to ask you to take a look at your cell phone or your device that you're bidding on tonight, and you'll notice that we have controlled that and put on there different levels of giving. Okay, and this is your opportunity to make a gift that is meaningful to you, knowing that it will be meaningful to all the young people and to your community that benefit from this incredible youth program. And give the full fuel to Craig and the volunteers and the folks helping to continue this incredible legacy that you've created. It's just absolutely awesome. And while we do that, I want you to hit the button that's meaningful to you and know that it will be meaningful to the program. One of the things, I'm going to give folks a few minutes to do that, Ben. And while I do, you shared with me that one of the most popular parts of the youth program is earning an Izzy. Is that correct?
Yep. Oh,
And let's,
hey, Patrick. I
yeah,
don't. I just saw this come in. Daryl and Marie just donated $750
that is
to the
correct.
park program.
Darl and Marie Philippi with a
Yep.
donation of
Wow.
$750 getting us started tonight. That is incredible. Thank you so much to Darl and Marie Philippi. What an incredibly generous gift. Let's go ahead. I want to learn how to earn one of these Izzy's while folks are
Yep.
making the donations, and then we'll come back and we'll share with everybody who's making some donations. So hit those buttons and let's learn how you can earn an Izzy in the Brooklyn Park Youth Program. Here we go.
Starting maybe 30 years or so ago, I made mathematical challenges, puzzles. There's companies that make one-person challenge puzzles: Rush Hour, Tilt, Snake, IQ Fit, on and on. And so I started buying these and having these here for children to take part in, to challenge themselves. And they were rewarded for doing well over a period of days or over the weeks with Izzy's and trophies. Initially it was Snapples. Snapples, we did that for like 10, 15 years. And then a couple of boys in the neighborhood who were young teenagers were diabetic. And the mother says, Snapple has too much sugar. So we got rid of Snapples and we went to Gatorade. But that also has a lot of sugar. So then we went from Gatorade to Izzy's, and Izzy's has no added sugar. So kids have been earning Izzy's for about 10 or 12 years. They earn 400 to 500 cans every summer. And when I say earn, they earn them. Nobody gets an Izzy because it's hot or because they asked me for one. No, they have to earn them doing the mental challenges that I have for them. The kids don't always like to play. You give them a challenge, they'll go for it when there's a good reward. Would they do these puzzles without a reward? Doubt it. There are some that might, but the Izzy's are a magical thing. My favorite Izzy flavor is blackberry.
What's your favorite Izzy flavor?
I have to go with blackberry. Yeah.
What a story, huh? What a
Yep.
story. 400 to 500 cans a summer. Is that what he said?
That's correct. Yep.
That is that is.
I mean, that's during the summer, my son's motivation to get up in the morning is to see how many Izzy's he can earn that week. You know, each day he's getting up.
How cool is that? Hey, we've got some comments. I want to grab a few of these. We've got some donations coming in. I'm going to bring those up too. But I want to start with some of these comments. Big shout out, Rob. Thankful for the team over at Array. Appreciate that, Rob. Sharing the love. And hey, how about Jane sharing with us? It's also the history of Brooklyn neighborhood, caring and community. Couldn't say it better, Jane. Thanks so much for chiming in. Michael O'Connor putting a little reach out there saying, hey, just bought a couple more raffle tickets. I've seen Michael's name flash across there a few times on the raffle tickets over the last week. And so he's improving his odds, as we like to say. So that's fantastic. And we still got a few. So get in there and get them while you can.
And I see April said Tangerine Izzy. That's my son's favorite right there.
Tangerine. She went with there she is. April chimes in with the Tangerine Izzy. And then there's a big shout out there from Jane again, thanking Marie and Darl. That's awesome. Michael O'Connor also wanted to thank Marie and Darl. And Marie chimed in herself. So, hey, so glad the great neighborhood is supporting this wonderful program. That's awesome. And hey, speaking of supporting, look at the numbers are rolling in. We want to thank Phil Kiesling with a gift of $150, Ben.
Thank you, Phil.
Big shout out to our buddy Phil Kiesling. Thank you so very much. And now I'm gonna double check on this one, but it looks like nope, I got it right here. Steve Miller, thank you for your gift of $50. We certainly appreciate that. Stephen Bachhuber, am I saying it right? Correct me if I don't say it right, please, because I'm just reading them right off the screen. But I want to thank Stephen for a very generous gift of $200, Ben. How cool is that?
Wow. Thank you.
And Daniel Lennon with a gift of $50. Thank you, Daniel. And also Janelle Lorg with a gift of $25. So they're coming in hot and heavy, as we like to say, and people are into it. The bidding is going good. I see bidding is on the trips. We're just having a blast right now, aren't we, Ben?
Yeah, it's really fun just to read all these comments. Adam, thank you. Yeah, great to see you, buddy.
Yeah, there he is. Here he goes.
Yep.
He says, I'm very flattered to see so many people support Brooklyn Park, even people who perhaps did not attend the summer program going up. This program has made decades of positive impact. How cool is that? Thank you so much for chiming in, Adam. And Carol, it's so great for kids to have such a wonderful, caring environment in the neighborhood. Thanks so much. I just love the love in the neighborhood. It's just awesome. Big shout out, yay, Phil and Pam. So that's fantastic. Hey, we're going to continue the giving process, if you will. And folks still have some time to make those gifts, right? We're never going to turn them off. But let's go ahead and let folks go ahead and make a few more gifts. And while they do, I want to hear about, you mentioned earlier a few minutes ago how hot it was early in the summer last year. Did they have that water slide out?
We were able to get the water slide out, and let me tell you, when that water slide comes out, it's not only is it the news in the neighborhood, sometimes it's even in the news. So
there you go. Well, let's take a look and hear how the old water slide came about. Let's listen to Craig.
Summer 1978, a hot day came upon us, and I looked at this wonderful hill. I thought, what can we do with this hill? So back then, the sprinkling system here was solid brass rainbird sprinkler, the kind, and there was right here at the corner of the patio, there's a hole for one right there. So I put a rainbird in right there, put a bucket on it, and just let the thing run for about an hour, and it sent a stream of water about 2 feet wide down the hill, straight down the hill. So once it got wet enough, kids went home and put on jeans and t-shirts, and they slid down that path of water down the hill. That was the very first water slide, because there was water and they were sliding. So we did that for 2 or 3 hours, and the grass started to get eroded away, so I stopped it. And so we'll let it come back for a week or two, and we'll do it again. So a week or two later, we had a hot day. It kind of recovered, and it did the same thing. Except this time we started it later, and we ran it later. We were going to like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. And unbeknownst to me, Bruce Erickson, who lived in the house right over there across the street from the pool, this time when he came home from work, the slide was going. So he comes over to me, and he says to me, have you ever heard of visqueen? I said, no. So he tells me what it is. It's a sheet of plastic 20 feet wide, 100 feet long, 10 mil thick, and there's a place called Rose City Awning at 16th and Overton Northwest that sells it. So that's what you need. Okay. So I put out a donation jar to raise money. I called that place. It was like $85, I think, at the time. And got like 60 or 70 bucks donations over the next week or two. And so I went and bought the slide. And that's been the slide ever since, a sheet of visqueen. So the sheet of visqueen lasts like 2 or 3 summers. We've gone through lots of them, but that's how it all started. And a few years ago, a man named Blake and another man named Michael was a park kid here in the day, donated one, kind of at the same time. So now we have 2 water slides. So now instead of going 100 feet and onto grass, and which it gets kind of muddy, we go all the way to the baseball field. So now we have about 150 feet. So that's how it works. And an interesting addendum to the water slide is, since the program has been run by Brooklyn Action Corps, the city doesn't let us use their water to put down the water slide. So since 2018, the man that lives next door, Jim, he lets us hook up our hose to his faucet, and we run the water over to here, to the top of the hill, and run it down the water slide. And he donates his water for us to do that.
How cool is that? I'm going to ask you to help me out, and when the water slide comes out, would you reach out and send me a text and let me know it's coming, because I got to come see this.
Yeah, no, you definitely should check it out. I mean, the whole community comes out, people picnic around it, and just I mean, just the joy and the laughter of the kids. It's just a sight to behold.
I can't even imagine. I just what a phenomenal. I think Melanie says it best right here. We have the best neighborhood. How cool is that? And when I watched this, something really resonated to me was that the city didn't want to have you use city water for the water slide. And so a neighbor just steps up, and Jim, who's been with
Yep.
you a long time, you've mentioned his name to me a couple of times, uh, is giving up his water and providing the water for those water slide.
Yeah, it's just another example of where our community and our neighbors, they just they step up and make it happen. And
Yeah, what an amazing deal. And
fantastic.
speaking of making it happen, big shout out to April Booley. April just made a gift of $50. We certainly appreciate that. And I want to recognize a few people that reached out to us in advance and even before the broadcast, Ben, and made some very generous gifts. I want to thank Sharon Mann with a gift of $20. Thank you, Sharon. Sue Reynolds with a very generous gift of $100 to the Brooklyn Park Youth Programs. And then also Kathleen Orton with a gift of $50 and Stephanie Lynch, all with a gift of $50. So thank you so much, folks. It is, you're making a big, big difference in our programs here. And Melanie wanted to make sure that everybody knew there are still several items in the online auction at great prices. So check out the online auctions and scroll all the way down. So she must not have anything in that lower section she's bidding on. Is that a fair statement? I think, Ben, because usually people don't direct people to items that they want, right? So, and Holly Watt just made a donation. Holly, thank you so much for your generous donation. Robert Sadowski just made a generous donation of $100. Thank you to Robert. Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you, Holly, again, for your generous gift too. And Jane says, thanks for the tip. She's gonna be scrolling down further and taking advantage of her taking advantage of Melanie's advice. Okay.
Well,
so with that being said,
too many items for one screen.
Well, that's the whole point. I mean, we've got too many items for one screen. And hey, folks, we did really good in that paddle raise there, but it doesn't have to end now. Okay. The window to make donations is always available right on the homepage of the auction website. Make a gift at some point tonight. Maybe it's tomorrow. Maybe it's tonight. Would love to see it tonight so we can say thank you to you when you make that gift. We'll continue to acknowledge those gifts as they come in. But I also, it's time to have ourselves a little bit of a live auction. What do you think?
Yes.
Are you all fired up, buddy?
I am fired up. Let's do this. Let's make this happen. Yeah.
So this is the format. So our guests know, right? If they look at their phone right now, their bid paddle, and they're on that live stream show link, not only can they see us on the top of that screen, but if they'll scroll down, they'll see item number 1. And what will happen is Ben is going. I keep wanting to call you Craig tonight after we've seen so much of Craig, but what's going to happen is that Ben's going to introduce the item. We'll talk about where the bidding is right now, and then we'll just give you a couple of minutes to make your last and final bids before we sell those right here on the air. So let's start it out. This first package is pretty cool, Ben. It is the mystery bag. Tell us all about it.
Yes. Well, so again, you want to talk about community. My neighbor, she just moved away, but my neighbor across the street makes these amazing Pendleton wool bags and leather.
Wow.
And she donated one of them to us for the auction. And they're just gorgeous bags, meticulously made. And we stuffed it full of a bunch of goodies from around the neighborhood, from various people. And so, yeah, there's a couple bags of coffee from Rose City Coffee. I know there's a gift card in there that can get you more than a couple bags for sure. Brooklyn Pharmacy put in some snack bags as well. And then Melanie Dittler, also, we got some good things in here as well from her. So, yeah.
I mean, it's
not only are you getting this amazing bag, but
that's and that was from our friends at the Mercantile, right? Wool and
yes,
Linen Mercantile.
wool and line Mercantile. Yep.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And you and I were doing some calculations a few minutes ago before we went on the air tonight, Ben, and we figured there's nearly $500 of value in that bag. Is that right?
That is correct. Oh yeah, yep. There is something. I guess if I tell you what's all in the bag, it's not a mystery. But there's also something from Stone Barn Brandy Works in there too. So yeah,
why wouldn't that work, huh? How about that? They're good supporter also. And hey, folks, you're all about community here. I'm going to encourage you. Don't hesitate to hit that donors page at some point after the live stream tonight and look at all the local organizations and companies that stepped up and provided this incredible array of auction packages, both live and online only. Go next time you're in the neighborhood, shop and thank them and let them know that you appreciate them supporting the youth programs.
And Patrick, I also wanted to add one of the great things about the site there too is each of those logos, if you click on it, it's going to take you to their website. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Fantastic. Yeah, our friends at Octory do a great job. Well, hey, let's talk about the bidding on the mystery bag, Ben. Is currently, it appears that our friend Laura Jensen is all over it. She's got the high bid at $240. But Stephanie Lynch and Diane have been going at it. Janelle was in there. Even Antonia was making some bids early on. We're only going to give you a couple of more minutes to bid. And the next increment is at $250. So you need to be at $250. And like we said, there's almost $500 in value in that bag, right? I mean, the bag alone retails for close to $170, $180. So what a special item. And there we go. Diane is not wasting any time. She's at $250. We like that, Diane. Come on back, Laura, and bid away. We're going to do, because we are virtual, we've got another story we want to share with you from our good friend Craig Montag. And it's all about, you probably wondered, where did those figurines come from? Have you wondered, Ben?
I have.
Yeah. While folks are making their last and final bids on the mystery bag, let's go ahead and take a listen to Craig and have him tell us the story all about the Shack figurines. Here we go.
Okay, so there's about 380 figures on that wall. In the summer of '97 is when that started. And I had an old foosball table here, and a couple of the players, it could be women players, broke. They can break off. They can get slammed against the wall with the ball and pop in half. So we had these men with no feet. So you just throw them away, they're useless. And somehow during the day I thought, let's save these guys. So I had a hot glue gun then. I still do. So we just stuck them in that area. We just stuck one there, and we stuck one there. As the summer went along, we broke a few more men. I think 2 more, so there's 4 up there. And we stuck them there. So some kids brought some things from home. Say, can I stick these up there with the foosball guys? Yeah, let's do that. So we put maybe a Mickey Mouse figure, and then a Batman figure, all different sizes up there. And that's how it started. So half of them were brought by children. The other half, I'll see an estate sale or garage sale. I'll just pull in. Somebody will be selling some things. They just accumulate over the site. Anytime somebody has one, we'll find a spot for it. As you can see, shelves, little parts, things have been added on. There's always room to add more.
Always room to add a few more, huh? Have you contributed any figurines there yet, Ben?
I have not, because my mom sold all my figurines at a garage sale when I was younger.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens. But next time I'm driving along and I see a garage sale that I think there might be a figurine or two, I think based on what Craig shared, we need to, first time I come to the Shack, I got to bring the appropriate figurine to add to the collection, right? So, wow, what a cool story. I'm just constantly amazed as we've been working on this project to hear just the amazing stories that are happening right here in Southeast Portland and Brooklyn Park. It's fantastic. And speaking of fantastic, Look at our bidders. They're going to town over there, Ben. Stephanie is in the lead at 280. Laura, you got to come back in at 290. We're at the next bid is at 280. We're with Stephanie at 280 right now. Next bid is at 290. You know, the one thing I miss about being in person is the ability to fast talk, right? It's just not quite the same when we can't fast talk, right? So let's there's Stephanie at 290. Lori,
can you give us a sample of the fast talk?
Absolutely. We're at 290. Need 300 out of bid now. 3 now, 3 now, 300 out of bid now. 3. Come on in. Let's give it a $300 bid. We're at 290. Need to be at 300. 300 to bid. Need to be at 300 to bid. Your turn, Laura. Anybody can get in, folks. The water is warm. And there we go. Darryl chimes in at $300. Thank you, Darryl. Thank you. Here we go. Stephanie, need to be at 310. At 310 to bid. At 310 to bid. We're going to change that increment and make it 25. We're here to raise money, folks. We're here to raise money. Stephanie is in at 310, and our next opportunity is going to be at 335. Need to be at 335. Darryl, come on back to the party. The water's warm, buddy. Just like you've been sliding down that water slide at the park at 310. Need to be 335 to bid, and we've got 310. And we've got bids on other things. And now Diane is in at 335. Thank you, Diane. Need to be at 360 now. At 360 to bid. 360 to bid. 360 to bid. We're bid 335. Need to be at 360 to bid, folks. 360 to bid. 360 to bid. Jane is cheering you on, Darryl. Jane is you're not going to get the bag right now. Darrell's back in. There we go. Darrell's in at 360. Need to be at 385. At 385 to bid. 385 to bid. Need to be at 385. Come on, Diane. How cool is that bag, Ben? I mean, that bag is it's pretty special. Pendleton wool, it's a shoulder bag. It's got leather on it. Darrell's going to look good in that. I bet Marie will use that bag if Darrell gets it here. What do you think? That is a gorgeous colors. Come on, Diane. We're going to give you just a couple of more seconds to get bidding. Hey, I want to remind everybody, Ben, and this is important, during our live auction portion, there is a delay from when we say things here in the studios and when it actually reaches folks because of the internet, depending on your internet speed. But your Octria app is accurate, and so that is the time. So when I hit close, it will shut you down. So please do not wait till the last second and think you're going to be able to tip your nose or pull your ear, and I can't see you, right? So you've got to hit that bid button as soon as possible. I'm going to give you just a couple of seconds, Diane. Stephanie, Darrell's going to be looking good with that bag. Marie's going to fill it up with even more stuff if we don't get a bid here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and I'm going to sell it. And here we go. What do you say? Sold. And we sold it to Darrell Philippi at $360. How awesome is that? What is up next, my good friend?
Well, up next, we have a private craft beer tasting at the Array Bottle Shop. And the description is there for you to look at. But yeah, you're also going to walk home with a Belgian sniffer as well, and they're also going to crack open a few bottles along with the what they have on tap, so you can enjoy it. And it's up to 8 people.
Yeah, so 8 people, and everybody gets a little gift, small takeaway gift. Yep. What's really cool about this, I thought this was interesting. The event could be scheduled as a private event between 12 and 2, any day of the week, or during business hours. So I want to be there at a 12 to 2 shift of tasting beer. Wouldn't that sound like a wonderful time?
Yeah, that sounds like a great way to spend a weekend.
Yeah, exactly. And hey, our high bidder right now, Ben, is Laura Jensen. Laura's in at $250. At $250 is the current bid. No, I take that back. Bree Mitchell is in. Bree is in at $260. You're going to need to be at $285 is our next bid. And we're going to give folks just a couple of minutes to make those last and final bids. And while we do, let's hear about some of the activities from our friend Craig over at the Brooklyn Park Youth Program. Here we go.
There's lots of activities. I'll see a group of boys or girls that are unoccupied dozens of games that I can play with them on the spot. But as far as history goes, and combining that with history, there are two activities that happen here that I've done since 1978, and they are both games. One is bingo, and one is password. Password is like the old TV game Password, and we sit at a table, not this table, but a picnic table, and we play Password. There's no batteries, there's no electronics, there's no lights, there's no tech at all. You sit across from a partner, you're a team. We have 3 or 4 teams, and I'm the host of the game, and we play Password. The team that wins, they win. That's it. They get nothing. They just won the game. And we stand up and move on. We play almost every day. It is amazingly popular. It's very common for a day to be like 4 or 5:30, and some kid will say to me, we haven't played Password today. They love to play Password. As far as bingo goes, when I first started playing bingo, I played bingo for popsicles. And I go down to Bob's Handy Pantry and buy, let's say if there's 15 kids up here, I go down and pay for 15 popsicles. Come back up here and play bingo. And each kid, when they win, they get a little ticket. They go down to Bob's, they grab the popsicle out of the cooler, go up to the counter, slap the ticket on the counter, walk out. It's a cool thing. Back in those days, the popsicles with 2 sticks were a quarter. We still play, same number of kids, same fun to play it. Like $1.69 ice cream bars, things like that. But for an activity that I think is, a person could say is the best thing that ever happens here, I really have nothing to do with it, is children around this table painting the plaster figures that I made. Just children, boys and girls, all ages, peacefully expressing themselves with color and art. It's a beautiful thing to see. We do it twice a week, on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the afternoon. And that is, I can just stand back and look at it, and parents will just stand back and look at it. It's a little slice of heaven. It's terrific.
Wow.
It is. I was just picturing it right there. Yeah, that was, yep. It's pretty awesome.
You can see the whole thing, can't you?
Yep.
I mean, what I loved was there was no technology. Kids entertaining kids, right? Using their imaginations, using their, and I love the underlying premise here is people earn things, right? I mean, whether it's, games or that popsicle or that Izzy, I mean, what an incredible, he's not just entertaining, right? I mean, so many times, Ben, I think we rely on others to, entertain our children. And it's clear to me that Craig and the programs that you guys have here at Brooklyn Park Youth Program are all about, teaching these kids life skills and furthering their education in a very unique and incredibly positive way. It's
I mean, I don't know how many times, those intellectual games where, a kid walks up and they want to know how to play it, right? They've never played it before. And there's just another kid that has played it at some point in time, right? It's not Craig having to explain it. This kid just steps up and just says, "Oh, here, I'll teach you how to play." And that's the kind of modeling that he sets, right? These kids just encourage each other to participate and, get excited and cheer each other on.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, I mean, there's a lot of cheering going on. Melanie's giving a big woo-hoo, and our buddy Marie, who's wanted to reach out and make sure that we all know that Array took out an ad in the Brooklyn News. So that is, we appreciate Array. And even Jane says, "Hey, welcome to the neighborhood." And somebody's going to get an incredible opportunity here to enjoy a private beer tasting for 8. Our current bid is with Bree at $310, Ben. And I'm giving Laura a chance here, but she needs to come in. And quite honestly, anybody, I saw your name on that bid sheet earlier today, that you were after that beer tasting, not chasing. And we're going to give just a couple of seconds here. We're going to sell it to Bree at $310. Our next bid needs to be at $335, and we're going to count it down, Ben, from 10, 9, 8. Like I said, there is a slight delay, folks, so please do not wait till the last second to bid. Hit that bid button as soon as you are comfortable, and know that you are supporting the youth programs at Brooklyn Park. But Bree, you're at 310 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we have sold it to Bree. For Bree Mitchell has bought the beer tasting at Array Bottle Shop for up to 8 folks. She is supporting the Brooklyn Park Youth Programs with a donation of $310 for that package. That is fantastic.
Thank you, Bree.
Thank you so very, very much for your generosity. What's up next there, Mr. Ben?
Well, up next is the Studio One Theater Ultimate Experience, and this place is pretty cool. They have penthouses done up in different styles, so you're just not sitting in a big black box, staring at a screen. They have full bar, great food, and they have like just very comfortable couches and different styles, different settings to lounge around in, and they're playing first run films. So you get 20 passes.
20 passes. And I've got a confession to make, Ben. I told you when we did the kickoff show last week, when I saw this package, I was mesmerized by the concept and I couldn't quite wrap my mind around it. So me and my friend went there Saturday night and we made reservations. We saw a late current movie. I'm going to think of it here in just a second. I can't think of the name of it. I know I should know it, but anyhow, we saw the movie. We were in the Paris suite, and it was phenomenal. We had dinner, bottle of wine. The service was outstanding. The whole experience was phenomenal. And I thought, gosh, what an incredible package. Someone could spend, they've got passes for 20. They can use them 1 at a time, 2 at a time, or they could host a party. What an incredible, incredible opportunity. And right now the bidding's at $250 with Laura Jensen. Laura is at $250. It looks like Laura and Jessica Sparks have been having a little battle royale trying to get this package. Holly was in there a little earlier. But folks, if you have not experienced Studio One theaters, you're going to want to do it. And what a great way to do it and support the youth programs at Brooklyn Park all at the same time, folks. I want to remind you that every bid raises money for the youth programs at Brooklyn Park. Whether you win the auction item or not, every time you bid, you are raising money for Brooklyn Park. And speaking of Brooklyn Park, we're going to give folks just a little bit more time to make those last and final bids, Ben. And while they do, I want to hear from you about some of your favorite memories or things that have drawn you to Brooklyn Park over the years. I mean, you have a young son, participates in the program. You're obviously the board chair. Tell me what draws Ben to Brooklyn Park.
Well, we had just moved to the neighborhood and, we're looking for something to do. And we came out of one of the cafes and there was this park program going on. And I went up there and just started observing and seeing all the different games and different activities. And I worked at a summer camp for 8 years and, kind of know some of what goes on. And it was just, I realized that what Craig was doing is, he got it, right? Like if you're great at, great hand-eye coordination, there's activities where you're going to succeed. If you're great, if you're an intellectual person, you like to figure out puzzles, you're gonna have a chance to succeed. There's just so many different ways for kids to, I think, be successful and be engaged. And I was just like, whoa, okay, this is like a summer camp, but it's in our neighborhood. Like, how cool is that? And so, and my son was like a little young at the time. He was only 2.5, maybe 3. And I was just like, oh, this is gonna be so awesome that he gets to grow up with this in his neighborhood. And it was that next year that the funding got pulled. And I was just like, whoa, what? And so that's when I just, dove in head first. And the great part about our community is, you dive in and there's, 4 or 5, 6 or dozens of people there at the wings just waiting. And there with this program and how much it meant to the neighborhood, there were dozens of people that showed up to advocate for it. There was dozens of people that wrote letters for the campaign. And, it didn't work in that way, but I think it speaks volumes to like how important this program is to our community. And that the fact that they continue to support it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is, we do have some grants that we have from various organizations, but it's, most of it is coming directly from our community and directly from our local businesses. So
yeah. Well, and that's a powerful story, Ben. That's a great story, and I appreciate you sharing it. And I appreciate all that you've done. I mean, I've just known you a few months here, but I've been overwhelmed with your commitment to this program and your board, and obviously the outpouring of support tonight is phenomenal. And we're in a challenging time in our society. We've talked about this quite a bit, but the one thing that I love about what we're doing tonight is when you make a contribution to the Friends of Brooklyn Park, you know where it's going. It's going right here in your neighborhood. You drive by it every day, and you see these young people coming together. And you probably know Craig if you live in the neighborhood, right? You've seen the program, you've seen what's going on. And so many times in our society today, we have the opportunity to support so many different nonprofit organizations, many of who we don't even touch, we never experience, we never see. And that doesn't make them bad opportunities. But I'll tell you what, folks, tonight you have an opportunity to make a difference right here in your neighborhood, right down the street from your home, and make a difference in the life of these youth. And you're going to continue you've been generous in the past, and it's worked. You've been able to maintain this program for so many years, and now even more so as we enter this next phase of our society. What a great opportunity to make a difference tonight with a contribution or purchasing of a package. It looks like Laura has bid $310, by the way. See, I stretch this out. I do a little bit of this for real, Ben. And we have stretched the bidding out a little bit. We're at $310. And Michelle, it is your turn to bid. Laura's at $310. And we're looking now for three.
I know Michelle has some kiddos that would just love to experience that theater.
Well, that theater is way cool. I mean, what a great place. It's over 21 after 6 in the evening. But when we were coming the other night, we were coming for a show that was at 6:15, and there was a group of young people that were coming with their parents, right? It looked like, maybe, a couple of parents had brought the whole neighborhood or something. And I thought, wow, how cool would this be for this package? So we're with Laura right now at 310. But Michelle, I'm just going to give you a few more seconds to bid. And I want to encourage everybody, get in. The water's warm over here at Studio One Theaters. This is for 20 tickets. You can use at your pleasure, whether you use them all together or a couple at a time. What a great way to support the youth programs at Brooklyn Park. We're going to close it down, folks, in about, let's say 5 seconds. And let's go ahead and count it down. Laura, you're in the lead right now at 310. Next bid is at $335 to bid and support the youth programs of Brooklyn Park in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we have sold it to our good friend Laura Jensen. Thank you so very, very much for your incredible generosity. We certainly appreciate it. Our next package, looky here. We've got, we're going to talk about this package, and then we've got a special announcement here, Ben, that we're going to share with our audience. So let's listen up here. Tell us about, we're headed to Waikiki.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I need to say much more, especially on this cold week that we've had, but Waikiki, not only does it sound good, but I think it would feel really good to be in that warm tropical sun. And this is a really great package. It's a 5-night stay. And it's up to, I think, was it 4 guests?
Yeah, you could have 4 guests. You can get a couple double beds if you want. So, you've got a small family, you want to take that. This is 5 nights, folks. This is right at the Waikiki. This is at the Outrigger Beachcomber Resort. Newly renovated, 350 square foot room with sliding floor to ceiling windows. I mean, all the details are right there, Ben. But the reality is nothing really tells a story until you see some pictures. Let's take a look. Ben, did you have
Yep.
snow flurries at your house today?
We did. We did.
The other thing I didn't see in that video was any rain. Did you see any rain in that video?
I did not.
Yeah. And I don't know about you. I know you like your cold beer, but a Mai Tai will work when your toes are in the sand, won't it?
Oh yes.
Yeah. What an incredible package. Hey folks, we've got a special opportunity here tonight. We've reached a magic number, if you will. Okay. And that is our buddy Daniel Lennon has bid $2,100 is the current leading bid, which is phenomenal. Ben, isn't that fantastic?
That is 100% awesome.
That is
incredible.
That's awesome. And our buddy Robert Sadowski was right behind him at $2,000. Okay. And our friends at Outrigger have given myself permission and you to sell multiples of that trip once we reach $2,000. So I would like to propose that we sell both Daniel and Robert a trip at $2,000. Does that sound like a good idea to you?
I think that's fantastic.
So I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to have to do some manipulation on the back end. Okay. But we're going to close the bidding on that package. Okay. And when we do, we're going to go ahead and award a trip to Robert and a trip to Daniel. But more importantly, Ben, because our buddy Melanie chimes in and says, can you say girls trip? Okay. That's a name I don't see on this bidding enough, Melanie. So maybe you want to chime in. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this trip available for the next, let's say 24, 48 hours, Ben, and we'll have it on the front page of the website. And if you're willing to support Friends of Brooklyn Park with a gift of $2,000, then we will make sure that you have one of these trips to Waikiki to hang out at the Outrigger Beachcomber Resort. It's for 5 nights. The best part about this deal, you have 2 years to travel, Ben, and there are no excluded holidays. There's no blackout dates on this, right? So as long as there's availability in the room, then as long as there's an available room, you can use your certificate. They do encourage you to book 45 days in advance. But what a great opportunity. We're going to make those trips available at $2,000. So it'll give me a few minutes and check back with the website. We'll send everybody a text and an email to make sure that they know they're available, Ben. But we'll do that here not too long from now, here when we get off the air. Okay. But congratulations to Daniel and Robert. We saved you $100, Daniel. We're going to back your bid down to $2,000. Robert, we're going to take yours at $2,000. We're going to sell you both the trip, and then we'll make them available for others to be able to buy at that same number. So here we go. What is our next package?
Our next package is a 7-night stay for up to 4 guests in Mexico. And there's up to 5 different resorts that you can choose from, which is pretty cool.
Really cool.
Yeah.
And we happen to have a little short video on that one too, Ben. And awesome. I want to encourage our viewers to, this is 7 nights, not 5, but 7 nights at one of the beautiful Vedanta resorts. They're all beachfront properties. Vedanta is a private hotelier. So it's a very cool, this is their Grand Mayan package for those in the audience that are familiar with the Vedanta model. And it's, once again, 24 months to travel. No blackout dates. So if you want to head there for the holidays, as long as there's room, you can do it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the incredible Vedanta resorts. Wow. How cool is that?
Yeah, I love Mexico, and yeah, I've not been to these resorts per se, but I've been in those areas, and it's marvelously warm and gorgeous and relaxing.
It's pretty amazing. And once again, Ben, I don't know about you. I did not see any rain. Did you see any rain?
I did not see any rain. No.
And it is guaranteed, by the way, folks, that it will be raining in Portland when you are in sunny Mexico. Let's take a look at the bidding. Right now, April is in the lead. She is outbidding Eva at this point. She is at $1,850 for this incredible 7-night stay in beautiful Mexico. Your choice of one of the 5 gorgeous Vendata resorts. You're staying at the Grand Mayan level package, which is phenomenal benefits, an incredible opportunity to support Friends of Brooklyn Park tonight, and also put your toes in the sand and with a margarita in your hand. It wouldn't be a bad combination, right? I mean, I know you prefer a beer, but I think you would go for the incredible opportunity to do it this way also. Hey, folks, I wanted to let you know as we're waiting for those last couple of bids to come in, we're at $1,850 with April right now at $1,850. Our next bid is at, it's supposed to be at, I'm going to make it an even $50. You're going to be at $1,900 to bid at 19. I got 1,900. Eva just bid 1,900. Let's go ahead and see if we can get to 2,000. I think there might be some magic if we can get to 2,000. Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm looking for my last shaker of salt right now.
So. Yeah, exactly. Why wouldn't we have a little fun and see if we can't make that happen? Let's keep the bidding. We're at 1,900. Let's see if we can get to 2,000. Anybody can bid. Eva is in the lead. She can feel her toes in the sand right now. And April, you're going to be in rainy Portland. I mean, it's great to be in Brooklyn Park, but when you can be in sunny Mexico with that, can you feel? I can always feel that margarita glass. It's funny how it sweats, right? And there's something about that cool sweat coming off that margarita glass, that frozen margarita with salt on the rim. There's something about that when your toes are in the sand, it's even better. We're at 1,900, need to get to 19 and a half and 1,950 to bid. Why don't we let them bid for a second, Ben? And we happen to be ready. We happen to be ready to draw our Amazon gift card winner. What do you think?
I think that'd be great. I know lots of people that are going to be excited about this one.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and throw it up there and take a look. We ended up selling 65 tickets. Okay.
Wow.
65 tickets. I'm going to put us down here a little lower so we can see it a little better. Hey, we've got a big shout out on this to our buddy Melanie Dittler. Melanie, incredible Melanie Dittler Realty with the More Real Estate Group, made this possible with the $500 Amazon gift card. And one of our lucky raffle buyers is going to walk away with a $500 Amazon gift card tonight. Right now, are you ready to make it happen? Big shout out to Melanie. Thank you so very much again.
Thank you, Melanie.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Drum roll, please. Ben, you're in charge of the drum roll. Here we go. Darrell says 87 degrees in January at Puerto Vallarta. And who's going? Carol Miller is the winner. Congratulations, Carol. Congratulations. That is fantastic. Thank you so very much, and congratulations. Thanks again to Melanie Dittler making that possible to have that incredible $500 Amazon gift card. We raised a lot of money for the youth programs at Brooklyn Park. Thank you so very much, Melanie, for making that happen. And congratulations, Carol Miller. Thank you so very much. All right, Ben, our bidding has stalled out, it appears, at $1,900. Okay.
All right.
I'm pretty happy with that number.
Yes.
And I happen to know that we could make more available at $1,900. So why don't we do the exact same thing as we did with our Waikiki trip? let's go ahead and I will add a buy it now package at $1,900. First and foremost, thank you, Eva Marco. Congratulations. You are headed to Mexico sometime in the next 24 months, and you will have an incredible time for 7 nights at a beautiful Vedanta resort. But we also want to give others in our audience the opportunity to support the youth programs at Brooklyn Park. So check back. We'll send a quick text here right after the program, and we'll let everybody know that they can go and they can purchase these on a buy it now process, and it'll be real straightforward for them.
And just a question, right? So each package sold supports the summer youth program in Friends of Brooklyn Park, right?
Absolutely. Every single
There we
package,
go.
every
That's
single
fantastic.
package is making an impact on the youth served by the programs at Brooklyn Park. So this is an incredible opportunity. Our friends at Vedanta and at Outrigger with Waikiki Property being very generous tonight. They want the traffic and they love to support nonprofits, and so this is a great opportunity. We really appreciate them stepping up and making that possible. So that is fantastic. Hey, folks, I want to see what time it is because it's 8:13, Ben, and that means we have about 17 minutes left in our online auction. Okay. And so I want to refresh everybody's memory, if I could, to let you know that what will happen is it will take your bids up to 8:30, and it will begin closing items, right? And reading a note here, somebody passed on to me. I apologize. Anyhow, one thing that you want to pay attention to is that if an individual package receives a bid in the last 5 minutes tonight, Ben, it will extend the closing time another 5 minutes for that package. Okay. And what that implies, we call that a soft close in the auction industry. What that means is it will continue to take bids until people quit bidding, right? And that more closely reflects a real live auction. And that is what we're having here tonight as we raise money for the Friends of Brooklyn Park. So it's fantastic. That's all I have to say. Ben, thank you so much for having me. I know you have quite a few announcements and thank yous to pass out, and I'll turn it over to you, buddy.
All right. Well, first off, Patrick, thank you so much for helping with the night and getting the auction going and making the magic happen. I really appreciate your work on this. And again, thank you to Bullseye Glass for being our BFF. And thank you to Brooklyn Center Suites for being our dear friend. And thank yous to Brooklyn Yard Vet and Classic Pianos for being our community friends. And thank you, Melanie Dittler, Real Estate, for also sponsoring our raffle. And I also want to thank all the donors, all the businesses that stepped up and gave to us. The list is too long for me to thank them all individually here, but I will be thanking you in person and letting you know our successes from tonight later this week. And then also thank you to the board. You guys worked so hard to make all of this happen and to make our summer program happen year after year. So thank you so much. And thank you to the community at large. You guys support us and make it happen, because even though we're here and we want it to happen and we, do all the nuts and bolts of it, if it wasn't for you, the program wouldn't be here. So thank you so much.
Have a great evening, everybody. We appreciate all
everyone.
your support. And there's one last comment. Julie, she's going to wrap it up for us tonight, Ben, with a big thank you. And this was wonderful. Thank you, Julie. We appreciate you being here. Everybody have a great night.
Yeah.